Hey guys, welcome back. I am so excited to show you what's happening in my garden. Let me tell you, things have been exploding in here, and it's so exciting. It's so exciting. Look, this is my Seminole pumpkin. This is actually a surprise pumpkin because I planted it weeks ago and had given up on it and set it aside outside, and it grew anyway. It grew anyway. I was so surprised. So I said, hey, let's give it a chance. And this is the Roselle. I am so proud of this because this is my first time growing it. I've never even tasted it yet, and I can't wait. I've heard lots of good things. And these are my cucumbers. I have Marketmore, China Jade, and Space Master. I am so proud of how they look. Look at them, they're so healthy. When I put them in the ground, they just took off. They took off, especially after I gave them that first dose of fish fertilizer. Wow. Let's go in here into the cage. These are my okra. I have four types of okra. I love okra. Clemson spineless, Louisiana long, orange jing, and burgundy. Look at Jack. Jack always photobombs my videos lately. He's actually the neighbor's cat, but he has moved in at my house. And these are my long beans, yard long beans, light green and dark green. I'm excited about growing these. I grew Chinese long beans last year and they did well. I just didn't plant enough of them. And here are the actual Seminole pumpkins that germinated on time. And there were only two of them, so I planted two of them. Actually, I take that back. There were three, and one of them was really tiny, so I removed it. And this is my borage. I didn't even think this had germinated. I thought it was one of the okra plants at first. But that's what's happening in the grow cage. Lots of great things. This is going to be a good garden year. I'm claiming it now. Where's Jack? I know he came out here somewhere. Where is he? Let's see. Where'd he go? Ah, there he is. He looks like he's up to something. Jack, what are you up to? Yep, I knew he was. He is so naughty. He's a lot of fun, though. He's a young cat, so he has so much energy and he is so much fun. And these are my green beans. Have contender in there, and I think I might have jade, and I know I have provider. I know I have provider and contender, and I might have planted jade. I think I did. Oh, I skipped over this one. This was my Black Beauty eggplant. This one was a surprise also. It hadn't germinated, and suddenly it did. Look how tall these tomato plants have grown. I was going to use this cage and put a covering over it, but there's no way. There's no way. Look how tall it is. I'm 5'4", and I can't even begin to touch the top of it. Here are more Space Master cucumbers. Um, I have five more over here. I planted six. I direct sowed these, and they're doing nicely. I put these in a green stalk and said because they said you can grow them in a green stalk since they are the short variety. And this has turned into my nursery, so to speak. This was my very first planting area, my very first. I started in 2022 actually, but I didn't get to finish that garden because my mom became sick. So I started the real thing, I guess you can say, in 2023. And this is starting to bloom. I can't wait to see what this is going to look like. These I got from Eden Brothers. And these are the three green zebra tomatoes that I just couldn't throw away. They wanted to grow, so I decided to let them. You know how that is. This is my green zebra plant. It has, look, I am so angry. They are just eating these things alive. I'm looking to see if there are any other ones that there. I think there's one more in here that's damaged. I don't see it right now. But it's still producing tomatoes, so that's one thing. But this black Krim, it says, I'm sorry, but this green supposedly is a green zebra, but there's no way this is a green zebra. Look at the shape of the tomatoes, but also look at the damage here. This is where there were so many baby caterpillars. Oh my gosh, I removed so many leaves with caterpillar. Oh my gosh, there's a culprit right there. There's the culprit sitting there bold as day. Well, my chickens will enjoy fighting over him. They will enjoy that. Won't you, girls? Let's take a close. Isn't this nasturtium beautiful? Oh my gosh. It's only like the second one that has bloomed so far. And I'm not sure how many blooms I'll get because I don't think they care that much for the heat. And look at this, these marigolds. Look at these marigolds. They're just so beautiful. Oh my gosh. They came in all of those different colors came in one packet. And this is the pole cherry I was showing you earlier. Let's take a close up look. This thing is overflowing. It reminds me of a grapevine or a grape arbor. There's so many cherry tomatoes in there. It's called pole cherry gardener's delight. It is so prolific. Oh my goodness. Amazing. And they're really good too. Some of them on the bottom have already turned red and I've eaten them. I took them in the house to put it in a salad, but I ate it before I got inside. And this is a Cherokee purple. This one is, these tomatoes on here are huge. It doesn't have a lot of tomatoes, and I don't know if it's done. Hopefully, it's not done yet. Hopefully, it will produce more. But they are really large. I am really so pleased. This is the best I've done. Like last year, didn't even compare to this what I'm getting this year. And there's pest pressure in here too, as well as some disease pressure in here. So I'm pulling off leaves so I'm pulling off leaves as I go because of the pest pressure. This is Dr. Wyche's. I think that's how you pronounce that. I'm not sure. And these are the yellow ones. I am excited about trying these also. I've never tried the Cherokee purple actually. So all of this is going to be very, very exciting for me to get to taste once they have turned red. I can't wait. If I can keep the pests out of here long enough for them to turn red and not have holes in every one of them. This is another pole cherry. Do you know how many cherry tomatoes I'm going to have? This is like the one I showed you earlier. This is the second one. And look at this. Look at these tomatoes. I love how they grow on that almost like I said, like a grapes, the way they grow. These are black Krim, and look at them. They're in with the ones on the other side, with the green zebras, the one that had the caterpillar. Oh my gosh, both of these were attacked so badly. And this one here is Isis candy. Oh my gosh, I heard LaQuisha talk about them on her channel Freedom Song. Oh my gosh. And she was so right. They taste delicious, but I am having problem with them cracking. And look at these beautiful, beautiful snapdragons. Look at that deep pink one. It's not a deep pink, but it's like a bubblegum pink. So beautiful. I love them. And I love the envy also, the zinnia envy, the green zinnias. And these are my bush beans. I have contender, provider, and jade. I know jade is over on this side. Um, these are the ones I planted first, and the ones you saw earlier, I planted those like 3 weeks later. But I have already harvested at least 3 pounds of green beans from this one green stalk. Now let's take a look at the peppers. Look at this. It's finally turning. It's turning that it's yellow now. It's supposed to turn an orange, bronzy orange. I cannot wait to see what it looked like. But let me tell you, it was the other day I came out and it was full of tiny nymphs. I guess it was the leaf-footed nymphs, full of them. And I was panicking. I'm like, oh my God. And thankfully I had my little jar that I have some water and soap and some vinegar in it. And I just brushed them all off in there and saved it. And this is my cayenne pepper. I think this might be the only cayenne pepper that made it. Um, I had a little faux pas, I guess you can call it, with my peppers. Something happened. I lost so many pepper plants, especially my keystone resistant giant. And this is another orange Lesya. And I'm noticing that not many are growing on the plants. Once those turn the color they're supposed to, I'm going to do a reset by cutting it back a little bit and see if I can't get it to start blooming again. And these are my New Mex jalapenos. These are yellow when they are ripe. I'm excited to try these too. I planted so many peppers that I've been so excited about. And these are, of course, my Shishitos. I have already stripped it bare at once, at least once. And now they're growing on here again, and I can't wait to strip it bare again. They are delicious. They are just as good as everybody said they would be. I cut them up in a scrambled egg, um, stir fry, and boy, were they good. With some of the onions that I grown, it was delicious. Oh yeah, and I also added some green beans. It might sound weird and it might sound disgusting, but let me tell you, it was beautiful and it was delicious. It didn't look like something you shouldn't eat. You know how sometimes you mix stuff together and it looks like you shouldn't eat it? But this looked good and it tasted delicious. This is my gorgeous, gorgeous yellow wonder. Again, only one pepper. My keystone resistant giant. I had 9 of these originally, and now I think I only have 3 plants. It was gardener error. I think I might have watered them twice without realizing I had done so, but I also think I might have fertilized it twice. My Jimmy Nardello, oh my goodness, they're so delicious. They are so delicious. Again, just as great as everybody said they would be. Pimento, I'm excited about growing those. I have never seen pimentos grow until now. And I am doubly excited about my purple eggplant. I tried last year and nothing, nothing. And look, it already has little tiny fruit. This is the long purple one, long slender purple eggplant. I am so excited. I cannot wait for them to get full size. It's not that I love eggplant so much, it's just such a beautiful plant. They're so beautiful. That deep purple is just beautiful. Again, my flowers, my Zinnias and Snapdragons, and Alyssum is in there also, but it you can't see it that easily. I guess I should have planted more in the pockets and made it fuller. And y'all saw my last video about growing the corn. Woohoo! It worked. Look at my Hopi Blue corn growing in Florida. Look at it. They all germinated except for two of them. And some of them I had two seeds in one hole, and everyone that I did that with actually grew two seeds. So I've removed them. Oh boy, look what we have here, a snail. Oh my gosh, I struggled with snails so badly when I had the onions out there. But I do have some sluggo. That stuff worked, it got rid of them. But I think my chickens will enjoy a little feast with that also. Well, I wouldn't call it a feast, but they will enjoy tasting that. But blue Hopi corn is so nutritious. It's supposed to have like 20 percent protein. That's just amazing to me. And it has such a history to it. You should look at my other video where I highlight the Hopi blue corn. It's just amazing, and I'm excited to try to grow it. And I know that yes, it did get to this size so far, but I know that it could still fail. But I'm going to try it anyway. Here's my girls. More of them have come out so far. They're sort of walking around as if, okay, there's Jack again. You would think Jack belonged to me. Well, that's it for the tour, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope um, your garden is growing just as well. And if you haven't started the garden yet, I highly recommend it. I highly recommend that you do. It is so rewarding. Hard work, but rewarding. See you next time. Bye.